Hey guys, so today I'm here with the Smittybilt XRC Gen1 rear bumper without the tire carrier, fitting all 2007 to 2018 JK Wranglers. So if you're looking for a heavy duty rear bumper that's going to provide you some extra styling to the rear end of your Wrangler, as well as some durable protection and a little bit of functionality, then this option is going to be a really good one to take a look at, and also a very affordable rear bumper to take a look at. So this, like I said, is going to provide you a couple extra benefits that your factory bumper is not going to be able to give you, including that heavy duty construction that's going to provide some protection to the rear end of your Wrangler. You're getting a couple of recovery points for a little bit of insurance on the trail, and you're also getting some good departure angles with this because of the angled up ends, which is going to give you a little bit more performance on the trail. Now, what I do really like about this is the simplistic design. However, it's still going to have that boxy feel that every HD aftermarket rear bumper has, giving you that off-road and aggressive look to the back end of your Wrangler. So I would like to call out really quick that this is not able to accept a spare tire carrier. So this is more or less for somebody who's looking for the benefits of just the rear bumper. Now, some other options on the page may have a cutout or a mounting location on the side that you're able to mount up a spare tire carrier, but if you're interested in this, you may have to upgrade to a tub mounted tire carrier if you are looking to upgrade your wheels and tires. So I personally think that's not a big drawback, and if you're just looking for the benefits of a heavy duty rear bumper, then this is going to be right up your alley. So like I mentioned before, this is going to be incredibly affordable at roughly $200, making this one of your most affordable options on the site for a heavy duty rear bumper. Now, because this is not able to accept a spare tire carrier and it does have a simplistic style, then that is really why it is going to be at a lower price point. However, in comparison to some other more expensive options, this isn't going to have any light mounting points or come with any additional lighting. It's not going to have any jack mounting points, and like I said, it's not going to come with that spare tire carrier. However, if you are looking for just the basic benefits for a little bit of recovery, insurance, as well as protection out on the trail and an aggressive look, I really think that for $200, you really can't beat it. So install is going to be a pretty easy 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, probably taking you about an hour to install with some very basic hand tools and probably a friend to help you lift this thing. So speaking of that install, let's jump into that now. The tools that I used for my install were an impact wrench, a 13/16 inch deep socket, a 16mm and 18mm deep socket, 18mm shallow socket, 3/8 inch drive ratchet, a 19mm and 18mm open-ended or box wrench. So our first step to taking off our rear bumper is actually to take off our spare tire. This is going to give us a little bit more room to work with, so I'm using a 13/16 inch socket to take off these 3 lug nuts. So on either side of our bumper, we're going to have a bracket on the frame rail that's going to be held on by 2 16mm bolts, and we're going to go ahead and remove them with a 16mm socket. Then we can do the same thing on the other side. So after we've removed all 4 bolts, what we can do is remove our bumper. So we do have an aftermarket hitch on our Wrangler, but we will have to remove it in order to install our new bumper because it does come with a hitch as well. So I'm going to use an 18mm socketing wrench to remove our aftermarket hitch. So before we go ahead and install our new Smittybilt rear bumper, I did want to tell you guys a little bit more about it and the benefits that you're going to get from this in comparison to your factory setup. So right off the bat, you can tell that this does have a similar length to your factory rear bumper. However, on the sides, you are going to have an angled up side. So you're still getting that full rear end protection, but you're getting some uncompromised departure angles here. Now you're also getting a couple of different benefits that your stock rear bumper is unable to give you, including an integrated hitch for recovery, as well as some light towing and any hitch mounted accessories. You're also getting 2 welded D-ring mounts on either side, which are going to make a perfect recovery point to the rear end of your Wrangler. And then also in the middle, you're getting a large cutout to allow a larger wheel and tire. And as you can tell from your factory rear bumper, the cutout for your spare tire is not that big. So if you're looking to upgrade to a 33, a 35, or possibly even a 37 with the right setup, this will be able to allow that. Now this is also going to be a lot more durable than the factory setup. Now this is made of basically plastic, and this new Smittybilt rear bumper is going to be made of 3/16 inch plated steel, giving you a ton of protection while you're out on the trail and even while you're out on the street. And then there's a 2-stage black texture powder coat finish on top, which is going to provide a little bit of protection to that steel underneath from any rust or corrosion. What it's also going to do is provide you a more aggressive and off-road feel to the back end of your Wrangler. Now, enough about these two side by side. Let's go ahead and install our new one. So before we can mount up our bumper, we do have to install our nut plates inside the frame. These are going to line up with the holes in the frame. So all you have to do is slide those in, then we can do the same thing on the other side so we can mount up our rear bumper. So now we can grab a friend and go ahead and put this into place. So before we tighten down our frame bolts, I want to make sure that our hitch bolts are in place. So we're going to grab our provided hardware with our flat washer, try to go above our muffler here, through our bumper, through the frame, and then again through our bumper. You might have to put a little bit of pressure on the bumper in order to get that all the way through. And then this will line everything up. So once that's through, we're going to attach a flat washer and then a nylon lock nut. Then we can do the same thing for the other 3 hitch bolts. So what we can do now is tighten everything down. I'm going to start with our hitch bolts using an 18mm socket on the bolt head side and a 19mm wrench on the nut side. So next we can move to our frame bolts, and I'm going to be using that same 18mm socket to tighten those down. So we can do the same thing on the other side. So our last step is just to reinstall our spare tire. I'm just going to snug those up with the same 13/16 inch socket. So that's going to wrap it up for my review and install. Make sure you like and subscribe, and for more videos and products like this, always keep it right here at ExtremeTerrain.com.